There was a story from a couple of days ago. We did talk about it, right? Russian forces were going to be withdrawing thanks to some successful progress that were made in ceasefire or, I don't know, peace talks, whatever the fuck they want to call them, right? There was some good faith arguments brought up and some terms that were discussed and theoretically agreed upon, and that Russia was just going to start withdrawing some troops, okay? They were going to start paring down their troops, especially around Kyiv and all that stuff, okay? And then, not that long after that, there was an explosion outside of Kyiv after Russians said that they were just going to completely withdraw from Ukraine. That was never promised, by the way. It was a paring down of troops that were going to be there. So wouldn't you think if the troops are still going to be there, they would still be active in combat? And by the way, how do we know that it was specifically anything from Russia? Which, based on the fact that that narrative went right out the fucking window as quickly as humanly possible, leads me to believe that it was probably some fucking spastic Ukrainian out there, maybe one of those Azovers who went out there and they seen a gypsy crossing the road and decided to accost them a bit because, hey, that neo-Nazi influence runs a little bit too strong. But regardless, what was Russia's main point of going into Ukraine? It was Donbass. It was Crimea. It was those areas, okay? Assaulting the capital, assaulting Kyiv, and taking it over was never their target. Sure, when you're going after a country, okay, going after their target where their leadership structure is, that's pretty fucking important. I think we've all wargamed something out at one point or another, so you understand the logic that's there. But taking over the capital of Kyiv was never an expressed desire of the Kremlin at any fucking point, okay? And again, as always, I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm just seeing a lot of propaganda and a whole lot of fucking misinformation coming from one side, okay? And then a whole host of lack of understanding. There we go. Lack of understanding from the other side's position. So I want to try to balance this out a little bit. And then also throw out, the whore in a suitcase every once in a while. Anyways, Russian troops around Kyiv regrouping to focus on Donbass. Yeah, they're moving from the capital, which they were never going to try to take, unless, of course, the Ukrainians were just dumb enough to fucking leave the front door open. Then it's like, obviously, hey, if it's fucking there for the taking, we're going to take it. Otherwise, it was always liberate and recognize the Donbass, okay, Lushansk and Donetsk as sovereign states, independent states, and recognize Crimea like they want to be a part of Russia. Pretty simple when it comes to the territorial disputes, which Ukraine, thanks to those developments at the ceasefire talks, are pretty much on board with at this point. So, like I said, we're probably not that far off from an end of this conflict, so everybody's going to have to go back to real life and realize that, wow, that Biden dude is our big fucking failure. Anyways, Russian troops stationed near Ukrainian capital in Kyiv are being regrouped to focus on the main goal of the special military operation, the Donbass, the Kremlin said, in the directions of Kyiv and Chernihiv. All right. Planned regrouping of troops is taking place, Russian Defense Ministry spokesperson Igor Konashenkov said during a press conference on Wednesday. The purpose of regrouping or Russian, this is a poor translation, of Russian armed forces is to focus on the key fronts and first of all to complete the operation of total liberation of Donbass, he added. Yup. Russia started the reposition about 20% of its armed forces. A raid around Kyiv, Pentagon spokesperson John Kirby said. That's nice. I don't believe anything that John Kirby says, but also the amount of information that the defense ministry would be divulging is probably pretty limited because they want to keep their options open. The Russian troops may have moved into Belarus in preparation. There is no sign of that whatsoever. Okay, there was no official entering into the conflict by Belarus anyways, even though they really, really, really want them to. Okay, that's the intelligence community that's out there. Oh, any day now. Sure thing, pal. Kirby also told a news briefing a Russian contractor Wagner Group had deployed about 1,000 contractors into Ukraine's Donbass region. Oh, that's those Russian Nazis, right? Okay, cool. I'm glad the Pentagon cares about them, but again, not fucking word one about the Azov battalion. There's 17,000 trained troops since at least 2018. It indicates that the Kremlin is carrying out previously announced redeployment plan and reinforcing forces in the Donbass area. Yep, exactly. That's what they've said. Russian President Vladimir Putin ordered a full-scale invasion of Ukraine. What? Nobody told us. On February 24th, in what the Kremlin called a special military operation. Seems awfully special right now. It's getting a lot of people's attention, including another region that wants Russian liberation from Ukraine. Huh, imagine that. The head of the separatist region, South Ossetia, announced it wants to join Russia amid the conflict in Ukraine. Huh. Antony Bibilov, the president of the region, which is within the Caucasus nation of Georgia. Oh, sorry, my mistake. Said he will take legal steps to join Russia. He did not elaborate. It probably borders on Russia, and there's probably a lot of ethnic Russians that are there. And instead of being a part of Georgia, which is a very successful country, sure, they would rather be with their people. Just fucking happens that way. I believe that unification with Russia is our strategic goal, our path, the aspirations of our people, and we will move along this path. Now, we will take the appropriate legal steps in the near future. So they're announcing this. Then they're going to be taking the legal steps. That's the way that you do this. That's the way that the two areas in Donbass have done it. That's the way the Crimea did it. But no, Putin's an evil dictator. The Republic of Ossetia will be part of the historical homeland Russia. Okay, yeah, so exactly what I thought. A bunch of ethnic Russians that are there, historically a Russian stronghold, I would imagine as well. They just want to be there. Bibilov said in public remarks, according to Reuters and Russian state media. Okay. The breakaway state, which is populated by about 53,000 people, is only recognized as a sovereign nation by several countries, including Russia, Syria, and Venezuela. That's a whole host of ideologies there. The United Nations and Georgia consider South Ossetia to be part of Georgia. Well, that's nice. Moscow recognizes the territory as part of the region of Abkhazia, sure, as sovereign nations after fighting a war with Georgia in 2008. Similar to the situation in the Donbass region of Ukraine, Russia used its own recognition of the breakaway regions to maintain troops there. Kremlin officials have not issued a public response after Bibilov's announcement Wednesday. Yeah, they kind of got, they're a little bit busy right now. You know what I bet they're doing? Probably fortifying their failing economy. What's that? Oh, ruble rebounds after sanctions. Pressure grows for stronger action against Russia. Okay, cool. Once again, just doubling down on ideas that don't work. Sanctions are retarded and only hurt the country, okay? Issues the sanctions, and then also the people of those countries, okay? And you were never, ever, ever going to be turning the people of Russia against Vladimir Putin because they actually fucking like the guy. Go figure. It's not what CNN, MSNBC, and Fox News continuously tell you. Oh, Putin's a dictator. It's a democracy, you fucking mongoloids. They have votes. People are not that fucking popular outside of Putin, okay? Sucks to suck. You know what the second most popular party in Russia is? The Communist Party. And people of a certain age remember the USSR. Remember the horrors of that. Don't want to go back to that. Except for dumb fuck millennials that are on TikTok. They can't be on any other platforms, thankfully. They continue to tell you how the West is so great in current days. Same West that is causing this theoretical hardship. And it's becoming even more and more theoretical than, you know what, actually producing results. Russia's currency, the ruble, has recovered from much of the devaluation suffered in the aftermath of Western sanctions imposed to Moscow's attack on Ukraine. Imagine that. The recovery has put additional pressure on Washington for a stronger response. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You theoretically sanctioned Russia, Putin, all of his so-called oligarchs into the ground. What are you going to start doing? Sanctioning individual people? Like, what the fuck are you doing? What could you possibly do? On February 24th, when Russia invaded Ukraine, the ruble was trading against the US dollar at an exchange rate of around 81. Okay, so 81 rubles per 100 US dollars. After the US and the European Union imposed sanctions, the rate spiked to about 158 rubles as of March 5th. Okay. And now, as of the 31st, so yesterday at the end of trading, the ruble was trading at around $83. So it actually got so back to normal. Cool. The market movements of the ruble are, to an extent, decided by artificial forces. Oh, okay, cool. Kind of like sanctions. Oh, they'll cripple his economy any day now. It's gonna crumble. What's that? It's totally fucking rebounded in less time than expected. Even better than what the American economy is doing in response. Oh, fuck. Huh. Imagine that. Look what a strong leader can do for their own country. Because, yeah, these sanctions, they were a bitch for the really, really fucking wealthy, for the ultra wealthy out there that wanted to go on trips. They wanted to buy their luxury goods that are out there. They probably would have been paying a much higher or a much higher tab if they could have got their hands on that shit to begin with. But that didn't fucking happen, okay? And then for the people, you know, the Russian people themselves, their food prices didn't go up. Their fuel prices didn't go up. Oh, there was one report of one nameless, faceless Russian that, oh, we couldn't get sugar. I've seen that absolutely nowhere, anywhere, but whatever, sure. I'll believe one report from probably, I think it was the Associated Press. Good people, them. Oh, the price of a bag of sugar is like 200% more than it was last time. Yeah, that's nice. The Russian people didn't feel the squeeze of those sanctions. The only people who paid the price are those Russians that are outside of the motherland, you know, who are being canceled by a bunch of angry people that are out there. Like you had that, one Russian pianist who's an absolute prodigy who had his dates canceled, not for any good reason, just because he's Russian. This just gave the people who have hate and darkness in their hearts the opportunity to have institutional power behind them to express it. Bad people are going to do bad things when they had the justification for it, if they're cowards. Otherwise, if the psychopaths are just going to psychopath. Regardless, let's get back to the fact that the ruble is now beating the brakes off the American dollar. The market movements of the ruble are, to an extent, yes, dictated by artificial forces. The currency is being influenced by state capital controls, including a ban on buying dollars and euros. Ah, right. It's just all smoke and mirrors, guys. The Russian central bank has demanded that exporters exchange 80% of their hard currency revenues for rubles, thereby creating new demand for the currency. And also, you know what else Putin is doing as just an absolute fucking alpha flex? You owe us. Pay us back in rubles. Listen, if our economy is gonna fucking fail any day now, hey, you're getting such a break, okay? People are just gonna be buying loaves of bread in fucking truckloads and wheelbarrows full of fucking worthless paper. And if it's so worthless, why don't you just pay us back? We got these debts that are out there. That's all right. We'll be able to take care of ourselves. Yep. And then that's why we covered the previous story, because this dude actually has a fucking plan. Huh. Weird, right? President Vladimir Putin said on Thursday he signed a decree that mandates unfriendly foreign buyers must pay in rubles for Russian gas starting on April 1st. That'd be the European nations that are out there, you know, the places that sanctioned Russia. Okay, hey, you want to heat your homes? Okay, and no, we're going into April, and oh, it's April today, sorry. April Fools! Anyways, could still have a couple of cold days between now and the end of the year, obviously, but over the next few months, could be a few cold days, right? You might need your heaters to go on, okay? You might need to move your vehicles every once in a while, but European travel system is so efficient. Yeah, that's cool. Might need to turn on your fucking lights or run your air conditioner. You're gonna need some of that Russian energy, and guess what? You go fucking better pay Vlad in the currency that he accepts. Payments aren't made in Russian's currency. Contracts will be halted. Ooh, the Russian president said. That sucks. A number of European countries rely heavily on Russian gas and oil, meaning the halt in gas exports could plunge those countries into a significant energy crisis. Yup. And because all of those fucking dumb fuck countries either switch to wind power, it'll be so great, or because they were flying so high, they decided that, oh yeah, we're just going to go ahead, because Russian oil and gas is so goddamn cheap, we're just going to go ahead and close down our nuclear facilities. Working out great for you, Germany, now, isn't it? In order to purchase Russian natural gas, they must open ruble accounts in the Russian bank. Yes, here's my ruble wallet number. You go ahead, pay me at this. It is from these accounts that payments will be made for gas delivery starting from tomorrow. Make your fucking conversions real quick. We don't buy with that fucking colorful fake paper money. What is euro? If such payments are not made, we will consider this a default on part of the buyers, with the ensuing consequences. Nobody sells us anything for free, and we are not going to do charity either. That is, existing contracts will be stopped. You tried to force revolt on my own home soil? Now go fuck you. If people can't turn on lights and they can't put petrol in car to make go, guess what? They be turned on you, and maybe you should work on plans a little bit longer next time. Sucks to suck, my friend. So yeah, Russia continues to win. I hope, but I'm sure it's probably some sort of a big Putin smokescreen, and it really doesn't much matter because any day now the economy is going to crumble, and the Ukrainians are fighting so bravely, and they're just pushing them back all the time. Didn't you see all of those harrowing reports of those Ukrainian bubbas just out there with their fucking broomsticks pushing people back? Any day now, Zelensky's just going to be addressing whatever fucking award show's coming up over the weekend. Oh, he'll probably be at he's going to be at WrestleMania. He'll be Seth Rollins' mystery opponent. Trust me, I have inside sources at the Reuters and the Associated Press. Anyways, with all of that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. Why don't you follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.